Welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. We're reporting to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. All right, guys, welcome back into the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist. I am Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist, and we are on episode 46 of our quick clip series, and we're just going to get right back into it, our favorite topics, and it seems like if you're on Twitter at all, it's everybody's favorite thing to talk about right now. Old Jeff Epstein.
Well, we're still talking about this.
I don't know. He didn't commit any crimes.
He didn't do
anything wrong. Yeah, all a hoax.
It's all a hoax.
All a hoax. Diddy didn't do it. Epstein didn't do it.
None of them did it.
Who's
the other one? There was somebody else implicated and then kind of brushed under the rug. Who was it?
There was a bunch of people implemented with Epstein, involved with Epstein, but I don't know who else was implemented.
But somebody like Diddy and Epstein that were.
Kevin Spacey was implemented a lot, and he was on Twitter calling for the Epstein files to be released.
I liked him as an actor, and I still can watch some of his older stuff, but he was sick. Of course, if you saw The House of Cards, he came out some of that he was a sicko.
Yeah. That was a wild show.
Anybody would shoot some of the scenes he shot.
Yeah, that was a wild show.
But I really think that's what Washington's like.
I would imagine it's pretty close. Probably worse than that. That's probably like the milder side of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably about the milder side. I can imagine it's probably worse than that. Unfortunately, it's a dirty place.
I don't even want to go up there. I've heard many people say they go in there. In fact, were you one of them that said it's almost like walking into a dark hall? I mean, just the presence that you feel in the city is
when
just
I went
dark.
there, it was just yeah. I mean, I didn't like Washington D.C. when I was there. I went in. I think it was like my junior, senior year of high school. We went, and I went to like the Holocaust Museum, all that stuff. That was cool, but I didn't like it there. It was just
in the last few years.
Oh, I haven't been there in the last few years, so it wasn't me.
Several other people I've talked about just walking into buildings up there, even going into downtown Washington is like walking into a dungeon or something. It's just oppression, the spirit of oppression that just.
Oh yeah, it's just it's probably just demonic
evil.
At this point. Yeah, it's just so much.
Well, I think that's what it is.
It's so demonic. Much nasty corruption and it's bad. I think the problem is most Americans are so busy with their day-to-day lives and working and taking care of families that they're like, whatever. What are we going to do about it? So that's why I don't think anything will ever change, because we're never going to use the power. It would have to get really bad where it was so blatant.
When you have Diddy and Epstein literally doing what they did to kids.
Yeah,
and teenagers,
and
there is a lot of blowback. I get it, but nothing's being done.
No,
I mean when we're no longer protecting our children, where are we? And that goes more than just the Epstein stuff.
Oh yeah,
I mean stuff in schools, stuff around the country. I mean the drag shows. I don't care what you do as an adult. I'm fine. Even as a Christian, I may not agree with it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I've noticed lately. If I don't agree with something, I'm evil.
Yeah.
But the people that are saying that to me, well, you don't agree with me, so does that make you evil?
Right.
Because, well, what do you mean I don't agree with you? Well, you're married, you're a woman married to a woman.
Right.
Well, what's wrong with that? I said, for my belief, I don't believe in it. Well, you're evil. Well, but you don't believe in man and woman. Well, yeah, I do. You do what you want to do. Well, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Right.
Because they're going to vandalize us. So it's to the point where we don't protect any of our sacred traditions, and we're just letting everything run wild.
Right.
And so somebody like Epstein for the last 20 years has been able to do stuff. 25 years. Diddy for how many years has been able to get away with this stuff because people will just let it happen.
Yeah. As much as was going on, a lot of people knew about it. Now, these were mostly people that were either super rich and wealthy and famous or just high power. But if you get to that level of power and you're okay with seeing stuff like that and it just be a normal, what is anybody going to do about it? If you're okay with that and you're not going to change it at that level.
And the victims are either forced into it or they're getting paid really good.
So and they shut up. Yeah, they paid off like whatever. I'm getting more money than I've ever had.
And if they're victims, they're not allowed to say anything. People talk about slavery in the past. Slavery today, I think, is much worse than it was ever in the past.
Yeah, the sex trafficking and everything that goes on now, it's so rampant. You wouldn't think in a country like this that would be such a big, like, human trafficking. Like, we're literally really trafficking humans all over the country all the time.
We were the biggest one in the state for a while. It's moved to Greenville now.
So crazy.
Which, that's one of those things. We were, 3 or 4 years in a row, we were the capital of human trafficking in South Carolina.
Yeah.
in Myrtle Beach. But that's not the issue to me. It's like, are we really, or we're just concentrating on getting rid of it where other places are not?
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure Greenville probably was above us the whole time, but nobody was looking at it or doing anything about it, so there's no statistics.
Right, exactly.
And not saying we're still bad. We're a destination, a vacation place, so it's still bad here.
Right.
But it's everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy that that's even a thing. But
for the Super Bowls, I mean, you hear about all this stuff being brought in, or the World Series or wherever. It's
insane.
Our souls are black.
Yeah, it's just so many people are allowing stuff to happen that are in positions where they could change it or say something, and they're like, well, I don't want to lose the money and power, and that's all that matters, and I'm going to just sell my soul to the devil and live with it and not say anything and die knowing I allowed it, and people are okay with that. And when that's the case and nobody says anything and it's all a giant club and we're not in it, what do you do? Without having an entire uprising, you can't do anything, and that's. Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872.
Mortgage payment, insurance payments, credit card payments, they can be very overwhelming. Are you ready to take the time to get things under control? Then reach out to me at Clark Financial Coaching to see if we can get you started with a budget and then a vision for the future. Write me at coachwesc@gmail.com. That's coachwesc@gmail.com.
That would be difficult,
So do you think nothing happens with Epstein from here on out? And again, Epstein's taken care of.
Right, obviously he's dead.
If there's judgment, which I believe there's a judgment, he's already stood in front of that judgment.
Prince Andrew and these people because I think he was like on a travel ban while it was being investigated where he couldn't even travel.
Really? Wow.
Like, he's not going to he's not going to be in prison for that. I don't think anybody that was on the islands and was doing anything with minor children will come to justice unless somebody in those cliques spoke up and was willing, like, hey, this was wrong. I was just scared to come forward. I wasn't involved in it. This is what I know was happening because I was told. But I don't think any of those people will come forward either.
Yourself? I don't understand how you get so callous and lose your soul so much that you can see something happen to a child and not do something about it.
I don't know. I don't know because I wouldn't want that kind of power and fame and that's not something I desire.
Yeah.
But if you desire that and you'll do anything to have it, you'll probably also do anything to keep it.
That's true.
And I guess that's a scary place to be.
But I see more of it even locally in South Carolina, North Carolina. You see more and more on the blotters, police blots, that people getting arrested for lewd acts with a minor, sex acts with a minor, sexual abuse. I mean, it's a perverse spirit, that another demonic spirit to me, that is just taking over the soul of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be something like that. It's I don't know. It's bad, and I don't know how you stop it. I don't know how you combat that because you can't really foreshadow that. That's something that people do in such private, and they're not out telling anybody or talking about it. So it's hard. It's a hard thing to stop and combat because until it happens, you can't prevent it. It's because if somebody's going to end up being a serial killer, a lot of times their signs are like, they light a lot of fires and they kill random animals as a kid, and they have real weird patterns that kind of lead them to go down that path. I don't know what.
Watching Dexter again, aren't you? Go ahead.
I haven't lately, but great show. But listen, those are all signs. But with if you're like having sex with kids, which I hate saying it loud because there's other offices in this building, but I don't know how you find that out early unless you catch somebody. I don't know how anybody does it anyway. I don't even want to think about how.
Just as you say it, it disgusts me so much. It makes my blood boil.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I
mean, we're teaching sexuality to kindergartners.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a perverse spirit that is really we've allowed to take over. And you said, how do we fix it? Well, we fix it by being good parents and good grandparents.
That's where it starts.
It has to start there.
That's where it starts.
But we have so many people who are parents all for style. I literally see people who have children as accessories.
Yeah.
That bugs the death out of me too.
Yeah.
And then you have this other whole movement that, well, we can't bring kids in this world, so we're not going to have kids. Well, and I have children. Some of my kids are not going to have kids.
Yeah.
All because of this mentality.
Well, listen, I've been at that in that position. I've decided that I think I do want kids, but there's some days that I'm like, I think I'd be okay without them. Like I go back and forth on it a lot.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I'm 33. I don't have to.
To you and to anybody who's thinking that way, and I tried to tell this to my son, but it's not working. It's an experience and a piece of life that you don't want to miss out on. Now, I will give you that if you become a parent now, it's going to be a lot harder on you than it was on me raising my 3 kids. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am definitely not going to sugarcoat it. But is it worth it in the long run? Yes.
Yeah.
But you've got to stay engaged as a parent.
Right.
You cannot check out. And what I see so much is parents checking out.
Yeah.
Handing a screen to a kid, not doing stuff. But I also see some great. I used to work with this. In fact, I'm gonna call you out, Robin, on online here because she's one of our. And she listens to everything we put out.
Yeah.
But she is. I think she has decided to stay home completely with her mom. She was a teacher with me, but she is so much not spoiling her son, but I mean, her son is more well-rounded than I ever was, even in my 30s.
Right.
He's been all over the country. He's doing stuff in the water. He's doing stuff in the mountains.
Yeah.
He helped take stuff off of the junkyard. I mean, he's helped them move from state to state. I mean, he is active, and I'm sure he's on the screen some here and there. But that man, she's sending me pictures. Me and another colleague, we stay in contact of him doing experiments at home. I mean, it's just she's engaged. And he's going to be a solid citizen.
Right.
But if you're going to be a parent, you've got to be engaged. And honestly, you have to be to the point that it's about the child now, not about me. And I see that a lot. I see a lot of parents who still want to be, well, I'm going to be a little selfish. You can't.
Yeah, it's hard to flip that switch and be like, hey, I live for an entire different human now, not myself. It's a hard switch to. I'm sure it's a hard switch to.
It's not a hard switch to switch if you will do it. That sounds kind of dumb. When you hold that child for the first time and those feelings you'll have, that switch is already.
It's automatic.
It's automatic switch. The problem is I see a lot of people flipping it back over.
They get complacent and
they move back to inside of me. You just your life comes to that. And I'm talking. I got a friend now who has one child, and they're talking about having 2 or maybe 3. But like every parent goes through this.
Yeah.
How am I going to love another one like I love this one? And again, when you have that second child,
I don't think
a switch.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I don't think would bother.
There's a lot of people that bothers.
Really?
And I felt that way when I had my first son and Sue got pregnant with our twins.
Yeah.
I was like, how am I going to love these kids like I love John?
Yeah.
And you can't explain it. And that's what I hate. I wished I could get younger people to understand it's something you have to experience, and it is nothing more fulfilling in your life than having a child.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I won't say 18 or 20, 24 years of raising kids.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, and it was not always roses.
Oh, of course not.
No.
Nothing worth having is always. I mean,
but
good Lord, I have my job has been one of the most rewarding things for me this far.
Yeah,
and I've had some of the roughest days doing that.
Yeah.
That I just wanted to quit. I was like, man, I need to find another profession like that going that far.
I feel,
and then you something good happens. You're like, okay, I'm back. So I'm sure it's the same way with kids. Some days it's like, man, this kid was brutal today. Yeah,
except exponential.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you cannot explain it to somebody who does not have children.
Yeah.
And no, it's not like you got to take this drug because no, it's not like that.
Right.
And I've got a friend who's pregnant right now. Her significant other having a child. And it happened with her. As soon as the baby is involved, things change. Your whole mindset perspective changes.
Yeah,
and,
I would imagine.
And it's worth it. But then also, as passionate as you are right now about this Epstein and Diddy junk, it multiplies it by 10, 100,000.
I would imagine.
And once you have your own child, it's like,
yeah.
And this is the one that really gets me is fathers, and I guess mothers do it too, when they do something to their own child.
Yeah.
That just,
I don't understand that either.
If that's not demonic, if that's not the devil himself, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I don't understand how people do that either. I mean, I kind of understand. This is a very smaller level, but like now that I have my puppy that I've had, and he's like almost 6 months old now, and I love that dude. But now when if I hear about like somebody abusing an animal or something, I'm like, how could I do that to this little guy? Like some days he's like such a pain, and like there's been times where he's been sick like early in the morning. I'm like trying to do all this stuff, and I'm like having to bathe him and clean up. I'm like, I was like this dog, and then like 10 minutes later he's like laying beside me. I'm like, all right, bud. It's like, how could I be mean to this guy? So I get how that would be obviously a dog and a human totally different, but I could see how if I exemplified that to having a son or daughter, totally different. So yeah, I mean, I want kids, but it's like you said, it's I think it's harder than it's ever been to raise kids. The world's changed so much. I don't like how easy it is to have access to the internet and technology. And
if you will put those safeguards in place first, though, it'll be easier to hold it.
Yeah.
Like I told my kids, because cell phones were a thing when my kids were young, but smartphones weren't really out yet.
Right.
But no, you can't have a phone until you're 16 and you can pay for it with your own job.
Yep. That's what I had to do.
And then there were smartphones out at that point, but they got an old regular phone.
Yeah, my first phone, I was in 8th grade, I believe. I was like 14, so I was a little young. But I had to buy it. I was working at Bilo on Main Street before it closed down. I was working there as a bagger, and I had to buy the cell phone. It was a Motorola Razr, those thin little.
Yeah, I had one.
And I had the T9 tech. You had to hit if I wanted to type C, I had to hit it 3 times. Like it took me an hour to send 4. It was crazy. But I wasn't that. I was like probably the last little generation where technology wasn't big. Like until I was older. So like growing up, I had like a Nintendo 64. I'd play with the buddies, but then we'd go outside. We'd ride bikes. We'd be jumping ramps.
And that's what you want to do.
Golf.
You want to make sure you keep your kids active and not sitting in front of a TV.
Right. Yeah.
Or any kind of screen, because now you can take them anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen the amount of kids I see in like a restaurant sitting there with an iPad at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Just sitting there on the iPad.
It's an easy babysitter. You just give it to them.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
We'll have to do another quick clip about this because we obviously got a lot more to say.
Humanity because of iPads.
But yeah, hopefully something gets released. Trump has said that he has told Bondi to release any credible information she has about the Epstein case. So maybe she'll go ahead and get it out there. Kind of be like the JFK files. I mean, they've been out there for a while now. I don't hear much about them.
Yeah, because I don't think that there was anything left in them that would actually show what really happened.
And I think
any of that's been destroyed.
And that's going to be the same thing with Epstein.
Yeah.
Nothing can be prosecuted.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't. As much as I'd like to think that people will pay the price for that, I don't think they will, not while they're on this earth. Unfortunately.
They will after.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this one up. And
move on.
All right.
When life gets unpredictable, turn to a partner you can trust. At Bobby Clary State Farm, we've got you covered. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we're dedicated to providing personalized coverage that fits your needs. With our friendly and knowledgeable team, navigating your insurance options have never been easier. Visit BobbyClary.com or call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right.
Eisenhower Dental, located at 107 Waccamaw Medical Park Drive in Conway, a place where you can find all your dental services, including general dentistry, cosmetic, restorative, and pediatric dentistry. Reach out to them today at their website, eisenhowerdental.com, or call them at 843-234-3110, 843-234-3110, and tell them Wes the Economist sent you.
Thanks for listening to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and X at DollarsCentsGS and on Facebook at Dollars and Cents.